Hey everybody, this is Alex with Community Publishing, communitypublishing.org, and we're super excited to have our newest blogger, multimedia blogger, Chris Brennan. He's a frontman for the Viva, and I know him as a personal friend. Chris, awesome to have you. Awesome to be talking to you tonight.
Boop, boop.
Super cool, man. Hey, you're starting a blog with us called In the Footsteps of Peace, and I know you as a peaceful person, and I know you studied peace studies at Notre Dame. How did you start this path toward peace?
So for me, the footsteps of peace, I guess, began at a young age. I grew up in Catholic school. I was lucky enough to go to St. Mary's downtown Burke. And then after that, I followed up at St. Pius. And I think when you go to a Catholic school, they're constantly implanting in your brain it's about service to others. And although I'm not Catholic myself and I don't go to church or anything like that, I consider myself a Buddhist more than anything at these days. Definitely, the Catholicism had a big impact on me about living your life in terms of helping other people. And I think that's a really important aspect of peace is getting outside of yourself and really reaching out to others and helping them. And I think that's what brought me to peace studies when I was fortunate enough to get accepted to the University of Notre Dame and study with some great people out there.
That's pretty awesome, man. And you brought up service, and so I know you served in the Peace Corps in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so while I was at Notre Dame and studying with some people, I was lucky enough to study with a big international cohort. So we had people from Africa, Turkmenistan, Canada, South America, and they all encouraged me to participate in the Peace Corps. I felt like it was a good way to serve my country, but also without violence and kind of just participate, in this world. So I served about 3 years down in Nicaragua. I was a TEFL volunteer, which is teaching English as a foreign language, and I loved it. I was blessed to be in the beautiful community of Pearl Lagoon. It's a beautiful place. They speak Creole. The people are really kind there, and they taught me more than I could ever have taught them. It was more them teaching me about peace than it was me teaching them. But hopefully, they learned a little bit, and we had some good laughs along the way.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. It sounds like a peaceful place, and with that, I know there's personal peace and interpersonal peace and global peace. What are you going to be talking about with your blog article?
So, I think we've talked a little bit about how all of that relates, and I think um, we're all on our journey for personal peace, and the more we can be peaceful towards ourselves and towards each other, uh, then that's where peace, I think, really starts. And I think at times we can get frustrated because the system or certain incidents or other people can contribute to our doubt about peace and justice and all that. But all of us together as individuals, if we can create a more peaceful vibe, for me, that's where peace really starts, is from within. And I've obviously felt that for a long time, and I know you feel the same way too.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Starting from within yourself. My next question has to do with obstacles toward peace. What do you feel like are some obstacles, and how do we overcome them?
So I think, obstacles, there's a lot of obstacles that all of us deal with. Each of that is individual. It can be greed, it can be anger or hatred or prejudice. So we can't judge one another for all the struggles that we're going through. Obviously, it's not an easy life for any of us, but I think there are some tools that all of us can learn in terms of compassion, empathy for one another, and just trying to stand up for what is right. The more that I feel that I stand up for what I feel is the right thing to do, regardless of belief or religion or whatever. I think that's the best way for us to move forward as humanity, especially in a trying time. I know we have COVID-19, and that's putting a lot of stress, extra stress on all of us. And I think, the most important thing is for each of us to take care of one another and really test ourselves to see how much we can be concerned not only about ourselves but about other people.
Yeah, that's an important. Those are important points. I know with the band and personally, you've gone into some of the public schools here in Albuquerque, and you've spoken to some of the children. In that respect, would you tell them that peace is attainable, at least in their time, in our time?
I think peace is attainable, definitely. And each of us can make that happen every day. And I think it's up to all of us right now, the younger people, especially for future generations. I know Marisol is going to be a beacon of light, your daughter. And it's really up to all of us in our actions.